Good morning, Shreveport, and the rest of the world, because, Big Papa here's got I got peeps all over the place. May even be in Europe, maybe. I got some peeps in Australia I haven't talked to in a long time. Listen to this chorus. He gives beauty for ashes, strength for fear, gladness for mourning. Miss Krista Lewis and Mr. Ron Canoli. I just found that out. I did not know he was singing with her on that. Siri told me that when I asked for that song.
This is Beauty for Ashes featuring Ron Canoli by Krista Lewis.
There you go. What is God doing with the hell I'm going through? I actually had another title that I was going to use for that one, but I thought this one might catch some people's attention, maybe, And I tell you, when the whole thing started, I was talking to someone and I said, well, how things are going? And they like, oh, we're going through it. And I said, well, hell would be an improvement for us at this point. No! You heard them? No! Hell wouldn't be an improvement. Oh, and it does seem like you're going through hell. It could be worse. You could be going through hell. I've heard a number of testimonies of people who have gone to hell, and the first thing I noticed, one or two of them, is they lost sense of time. And when you lose your sense of time, that means you're in eternity. I don't know what that feels like. I've never been to heaven. I've never been to hell. Like I said, I know at least one person that's been there and been to hell. And he's in heaven now. Praise the Lord. But what is God doing with the hell I'm going through? That is a good question. In Romans 8, it does say that he takes that, that was meant for harm and make it for good. And I was thinking about this the other day. I was trying to, I remember I was like, Lord, you gave me a word about, time and seasons. What was that? And it was a good one. I remember it was back in early November. I was out back a Saturday morning, and the sun was coming up, and I had a little fire going because it was nice and cool, because I like this time of year. I can get outside and it's cool, and I can get a nice little fire going and enjoy start enjoying my day. And he had given me a word because I've been studying on, meditating on time and seasons. And I was thinking about the other day, I'm like, I know it's in there somewhere. It's in there. Something came up and I'm like, no, that's not it. That wasn't it. We look through a glass darkly. Goodness. This is the dark glass we're looking through. And I'm like, but I know it's in here. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, it's in there somewhere. It'll come to me. Sure enough, it came. It finally came. I was like, yes, that's so good. I mean, I was like, that's the word. That was it, And it was, God told me, he said, I ordained seasons to bear fruit. I ordained seasons to bear fruit. In Genesis, it says, as long as the earth remains, there'll be seed, time, and harvest. We have winter, spring, summer, and fall. We have seed, spring, we plant. We have summer, time, and we have fall, harvest. And also, I would call winter harvest or preparation for spring. Let's say that. So we have seed, time, and harvest. And what he showed me is that, it takes the earth 365 days to go around the sun. And there are 4 seasons within that 365 days. And I was like, well, I really believe that the Lord looks at 1 year as 1 season, because it takes 4 seasons to make 1 harvest. So he ordained, and the reason why we have seed time and harvest is for our own survival. It's very simple. It's not a trick question. Why do we have seed time and harvest? Why do we have winter, spring, summer, and fall? Why do we have that? Well, it's very easy. It's not a trick question. Because you need to eat or drink coffee. So seasons are ordained to bear fruit. Very simple. Well, a lot of things in the natural are reflections of the supernatural, because after all, we are supernatural beings, spirit, soul, and body. We did come from the supernatural. Okay? What I mean by that is that God created the heavens and the earth in the supernatural, or as I've said before, the natural. So what is God doing with the hell I'm going through? Keith, you're going through a season in life where you're like, dear Lord, just pick me up and take me out of here. I heard Brother Hagin say this in one of the classes I've been listening to, is that, and I didn't remember him saying this, and I was probably in that class, but this is the only time I ever heard him say this, is that he said there have been times when I've said, Lord, just take me. Give this over to someone else. I don't want to do it anymore. Well, apparently he was going through a rough season. And I know some other things, that they've gone through. And, he's talked about his, him being raised from a bed of affliction and everything like that. And I look at what I've been going through, and I told Monica, this was months ago now, and I was like, I'm just tired. She goes, I know you're tired. It's just a crazy season. Well, to be honest with you, it's the end of a crazy season. Because we're transitioning from one season to another right now. Matter of fact, I said months ago, spring is coming early for Keith, and spring is coming early for Keith. It's come. It's come. And I believe we're in spring right now. Not 100% sure, but I could ask Siri. But I said the S word, but she did not hear me. So God takes that which is destructive, even though there are seasons. It's kind of like the McElhaney family. That's the family that owns Tabasco hot sauce. They actually have 3 fields. They have the main one in Avery Island down in South Louisiana. They have another one, I don't know where it's at. I know there's one in Central America somewhere. The reason why they have 3 different fields is because one may have a bad season, or there may be a hurricane that comes through South Louisiana and wipes out Avery Islands, harvest. And when these peppers are picked, they're about yay big, and they actually have a red bouton, which is a Banton Rouge, it's about yay big, and it's particular red. And when the pepper is that red color, they pick it. And then they go and they crush it that day and put it in the whiskey barrels. And then they put the top on the whiskey barrels, and they take salt from the salt mine down there and put on top of it. The whiskey barrel has holes in the top. And I know this is useless information that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but it sits in that whiskey barrel for 3 years. and all the impurities and all the impurities float up to the top through the whiskey barrel and the salt, and it comes up, and you see these nasty looking black stuff and stuff like that on top of the salt. Well, that's impurities from the peppers that have come up through the hole, and it just sits there and fermentates for 3 years. So think about that sauce that Tabasco sauce you may be having with your eggs this morning is 3 years old at least. But anyway, they have 3 different islands or 3 different harvest fields, because in case one that has a bad season, they got 2 other ones, or hurricane wipes out one, they still have 2 other ones, and they're not left empty-handed. Just wisdom. And, well, destruction comes. And you may be asking, why am I going through this season? Why am I going through this hard time? Well, why is not for me to answer today, but I will say this. God will take that season, and he will make beauty from your ashes. It may destroy you. And this is what the Lord was showing me, that, it's kind of like when a forest has caught on fire, and it has destroyed the trees, it has destroyed the vegetation below it. There's nothing but ashes out there. There's nothing but ruin, in this forest. It's all black and nasty looking. But then, out of all this destruction, you may see, after time, you may see a flower pop up. Well, and you may see another flower pop over here. You'll see things pop up that weren't there before. Well, they were there. The seeds of those flowers were there. They were just dormant, or they were being choked out by everything above it before. And now that everything above it before has burned out, you have all the ashes, and the rain comes and it feeds the soil. The ashes actually feed the soil, and some things that were there that were choked out from the trees covering the sunlight, and the vegetation and everything below it, that was covering it. Now this thing that finally got a break is coming up, and it's a beauty out of the ashes. And that's what God may be doing in your life. Yes, he didn't bring the he didn't bring the destruction. People are like, well, God put me through this. No. Okay.
No.
He didn't put you through that. Okay. But I will tell you that. But he will take what you're going through, and he will do a 180-degree turn. And see, when he said that I ordained seasons to bear fruit, he didn't say I just ordained good seasons. No, my friend, he ordained bad seasons. He ordained seasons. And when we go through bad seasons and we put our faith in him, okay, hey, we're coming out of this. He ordained seasons. Lord, you said, you told Brother Keith that you, even in your word, even in your word, there's an ordination for seasons in our life. And he said, I ordained seasons to bear fruit. Okay? So that bad season you're going through is going to bear good fruit. He takes that which is bad and turns it into good. He takes that which is going this direction and does a 180-degree turn and turns it back to the good direction. He takes that bad season you're going through and makes good out of it. He takes all those ashes. He goes, I'm going to take all that doubt that was covering you and all that unbelief, I'm going to burn it out of your life. And then out of it's going to come a beautiful flower. And see, that was one of the things I saw this morning, is that those trees and those trees of doubt and those bushes of unbelief, they've grown up in your life, and they've come up, and they've been choking out the word of faith that's on the inside of you. And see, all of a sudden, this destruction that comes in your life, you're thinking, there, oh God, oh God, oh God, what? No, that destruction is there for a reason. It is there to destroy that doubt and unbelief that's on the inside of you. And out of that ashes, out of all that doubt and unbelief that's fallen to the ground, okay? Oh, goodness. Think about the parable of the sower again, Think about those thorns and thistles. If those thorns and thistles are burned up, they're turned into ashes, and the water comes and the rain comes and it washes them, and the soil absorbs those nutrients, and then all of a sudden something beautiful comes out of it. God ordained seasons to bear fruit. You got it? You see it? You there? You got it? He ordained seasons to bear fruit in your life. Amen. So look, you guys be blessed, be encouraged, and have a great day.